So Tom Croft, Leicester Tigers, England, and once again British Lions. Welcome to Sports Vibe TV, and we're going to throw some delving questions at you, and you are required to basically snitch on your teammates here at Leicester as you go into the business end of the season, as indeed you always do every season. So, Crofty, question number one is, who thinks he's the best dresser at Leicester, and who actually is the worst dresser?
I'd say the person who thinks he's the best dresser would be someone like Matt Smith. His girlfriend works in fashion down in Bicester village, the outlet village. She buys all his clothes, so he's under the impression that because she's bought it and she's in the fashion industry that he's the best dressed in that respect. It's tough, I'd say, in terms of someone who actually is probably well dressed. Someone like Alan Tomstone, who's got the sharp haircut, I'm obviously very, very jealous of, and he dresses fairly well. Mickey Youngs also thinks he dresses well, but for a jockey, there's only so well you can dress.
Worst dresser, whenever I speak to the England boys, it's always unanimously James Haskell. At Leicester?
I'd say Matt Smith.
Would you?
I think he's that deluded that he thinks he is very well dressed, but he's really not.
Now, about who likes to have a sing? Who's any good?
Jeff Parling is an exceptional singer.
Is he really?
I think if you've been to any of his question and answers, he always asks to get a chance to sing.
What does he sing? What are his old favourites?
I can't actually remember. You're generally laughing too much to actually hear what he's singing, but
he's up there, is he? I mean, is he up there with sort of the Fodens and the...
Yeah, I think confidence is a massive thing. I think
Kelly Brown, he's a good singer.
He's quite happy just to go out and sing. Like, he sang in the O2 Blue Room after a Twickenham game. We had a Q&A for Ludwig's testimonial the other week.
Really?
He's quite happy to go up and sing. Oh,
wow.
I'm shit scared.
It looks like one of the members of Mumford & Sons anyway, so...
Well, he's also got that sort of, Irish punk sort of...
Irish punk. Okay, who is the funniest, genuinely the funniest person at the club, and who is unintentionally the funniest?
Genuinely, George Shooter, as much as it pains to say, has a very, very quick sense of humour. Very, very dry, so I'd say he's fairly comical. I think there's more unintentional victims there. You may just mean to obviously Ben Youngs as a whole Twitter site dedicated to himself. Someone like Julian Salvi, again, the man who thinks he's Italian, Australian, I think he's claimed he was Greek the other day as well. I'd say those two are probably, the most unintentional humorous, and everyone gets a kick out of.
Let's just go back to what you just said there. Ben Youngs of Leicester, England, and now Lions. There's a whole Twitter account dedicated to Ben Youngsisms.
It's called Stuff Ben Said, at Stuff Ben Said. I think it's got about 2,500 followers. It also needs a fair few more just to get it up and trending. But it's taken care of by George Shooter, and anything that Ben says to myself or to the rest of the boys gets texted through. And
examples? It's one a week at least, isn't it?
It's usually sort of one a week. We told them once that the people in Towers weren't actually paid, the people that worked there, but they could collect the change that fell out of the people's pockets when they were on the roller coaster, and he was fairly amazed by that. He was shocked to find out that New Zealand had a coastline that went all the way around. Panicked when he didn't take his phone charger to, I think it was Newcastle, his adapter, sorry. Wasn't too sure about the old pins and stuff like that.
He wasn't sure about the pins in Newcastle. They may be different up there.
They may be, yeah.
Right.
That far north, it's Norfolk, it's a different country compared to, isn't it? There's a good sort of 150 quotes on there. They're all true.
Very, very good. Now, who's got an unseen talent off the pitch which would surprise people or you admire? Like I don't know, who's a great chef or who's a great historian or...
I'd say Dan Cole.
Unicyclist.
I'd say Dan Cole is surprisingly intelligent.
Right.
Sort of breaks the mould, obviously not trying to offend any props there, but breaks the mould for a prop for being highly sort of intelligent. Apparently reads philosophy, which we found in a recent article in the papers. Historically very, very good, and I'm sort of person you'd want on your side in a quiz or a mastermind sort of challenge.
When you look that old, and therefore presumably he is that old, you do acquire that sort of knowledge over many decades.
He's been around for a long time, he's seen a lot of things come in and out, presidents and prime ministers and whatever, so obviously he's got the real life experience behind it.
Weirdest habits? Superstitions or...
Weirdest habit, or superstition, obviously pre-game, would probably be Boris Stankovic, who kisses every single item of his kit before he puts it on.
Right.
Sort of boots, shin pads, I presume jocks, pants, the works. You know, it's his own thing, but that's Stankovic for you.
Do you? I mean, you're preparing for the game yourself. You're trying to focus. Do you sort of a corner of your eye watch this and sort of?
I think it's just the norm now. I think, you know, if it was something that just came up, you'd be a little bit shocked, but after a few times, you're kind of used to it.
Right. Any others? I mean, Richard Cocker, when he was playing, he used to throw up in sinks.
Guys still throw up. I think it's just more nerves. I don't think it's
weird habit.
Throwing up can't be a ritual, can it? It's like, right, boots on, tape on.
Stick the fingers down the throat.
Let's go and throw up in the sink. I don't think that's kind of a habit that guys will throw up.
Anybody have gnomes at home, or that sort of weird habit?
Not that I'm aware of. I think Matt Smith was the only person ever to buy a Leicester Tigers gnome to give to his future father-in-law.
Right.
That counts as a kind of weird thing.
Yes.
Some people have verbal diarrhoea. Ben Young's talked a lot for a game, which is a good thing.
Right. You used to live with Ben Young.
I used to live with Ben
and
Youngs,
used to cook for him, didn't you? You're into your cooking, aren't you?
I was probably responsible for him being sort of the heaviest scrum half to play international rugby, yeah.
And it was a little bit like the two of you living together, wasn't it? So it was what's for dinner, darling, tonight?
No, to be fair, it was originally a threesome. It was originally me, Tom Youngs and Ben Youngs.
Yeah.
Then Tom selfishly went and got married and left me and Ben together, which worked very well. And then my missus had to move in, so it was a sad day. Ben had to follow the nest, which was
it was a choice between her or him.
Yeah, I held her out for as long as I could, but I suppose it just had to go one way in the end.
But I used to come home and you'd be in the kitchen, sort of chopping stuff up, and dinner's ready in 20 minutes, Ben. And
yeah, to be fair, I think I came home once and he cooked a 3-course meal.
Yeah,
we had asparagus with parma ham and balsamic drizzle. I was like, this is a good start. Then we had chicken nuggets and chips and beans for the main. So strawberry sticks and chocolate, which sounds exceptionally gay, but it was it did a job.
So it went downhill, didn't it? In terms of the quality and calibre of the courses.
As it went down, it started off very well, and then it kind of took a nosedive.
Fantastic. All right, Tom. Well, obviously a big summer ahead for you. Second Lions tour. Congratulations. It says a lot for this club, doesn't it? 6 members of this club are in the Lions. 5 have gone through the academy.
Yeah, I think it's a testament to the club, it's to the coaches, to Cockle, to the medical staff, especially in my own case, and the S&C staff. They nurture the players in the right way. When guys need to make that step forward, prime example was Tom Youngs. He was only exposed when he was ready to play hooker. Cocker's obviously guided that very, very well, obviously being a hooker himself. And it's just, I say, it's testament to how the club look after players, and I think the club's been rewarded with having 6 Lions now.
Fantastic. Well, I'm sure you're going to have a great summer. Final question. You're in a lift. It sticks for hours. You can't get out. Which Leicester player would you least likely to be stuck in a lift with? I know there's a lot of contenders.
Yeah. I'd most like to be in it with Matt Smith, because he's claustrophobic, and that'd be highly entertaining. Least like someone like Castro. I think the fact that, or Castro or Longovilli, the fact that they're so big, well, actually both of them, there would be a lot of space in there to start off with, and they just start sweating and they wouldn't smell the best.
Okay, and with that lovely thought, we'll love you and leave you. Have a great summer.
Cheers, mate.